Yo, I'm Drunky.
I'm the Flood.
And welcome to the Fortnite Update, where we talk about patch notes, esports, and all the news related to Fortnite. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to the video. If you're an audio listener, make sure you drop a 5-star review and leave a comment on the podcast. Always share this podcast with your squad. It's the best way for us to get discovered. All right, it's October 10th. This is episode 8 of the podcast. Start the update. All right, Flood, so last week we asked, what do the Fortnite Update listeners think is going to happen when the island has activated all the runes and we are finally at like the culmination of this little event going on? We got a response from Empty Couch, and he told us that the island will trigger a mirror universe for us to play in. We're going to be living in the Stranger Things upside down. It's going to be completely rad. What do you think? You think that's possible?
I mean, I think it fits with all the new skins that they're doing. I'd be kind of surprised if they did that much upending of the entire map, but it does fit with the whole mirror skins like Bright Bomber, Dark Bomber, etc. So like the whole parallel mirrored universe, I think there's definitely something to that.
I agree, man. Like there's definitely a big thing where like I feel like I want that, like around the runes there's like that dead like area. I want that to expand further. I want to see more of that like dead area everywhere in the map. I'm a big fan of it. The Blight. Yeah. Yes, it's the Blight, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely into that. Thank you, Empty Couch, for sending in that via mail. For our questions, make sure you drop these down in the YouTube comment sections below, or hit us up on Twitter at Drunky or the Flood TV with hashtag Fortnite Update and answer the question. Well, maybe we'll bring it up on the podcast.
That'd be great.
All right, so patch 6.02 has hit, and with it, let's talk about the biggest news. Everyone's favorite, the Scully boy, the Skull Trooper, has finally returned to the store.
It happened.
He brought
hallelujah.
He brought his little lady with the man. You are unlike me. You're an original owner of the Skull Trooper. You're an OG.
I'm OG Skull Trooper. Yes.
What
Not
are your,
Scythe though, as everyone always asks as their next question. Do you have the Scythe too?
Wait, you bought this? How could you? Why would you buy the Skull Trooper, not the Scythe?
All right, so here's the deal, man. Back when you bought the Skull Trooper, when it first came out, there was basically no skins in Fortnite. There were so few skins. They were just like recolor versions of regular skins. So the Skull Trooper coming out was kind of a big deal. I'm like, this is really cool. This is new. It's different. It was the most different skin that existed at that point in time. My brother convinced me to buy it. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep playing Fortnite. Little did I know then. So I bought it, and I've rocked it ever since pretty frequently. Is it my favorite skin? No, it's good. I like it. I think it's a good skin. But I am so excited that they finally brought it back, because I have been dealing with people being like, you have an OG Skelly skin. Oh my God, you must be the best player ever. And like, do you think it's going to come back? And what happens if they bring it back? Will you be mad? I get those questions literally all the time, every day. It's insane to me and hilarious. And I just think the madness around it has to end. The number of fake accounts on Instagram trying to buy and sell Scully Trooper accounts, like, get out of town, guys. What are you doing? So I'm glad they brought it back. I think that was the right move by Epic. The way that they did it, they added styles to it, right? So now you can have it, when you buy it now, you get the regular Skelly Trooper, but you can also have like a glow in the dark green glow on it, which is kind of cool. It makes it like a costume. And then to appease the OGs, they added a purple version. And this was I think Epic is listening to me. I swear to God. We talked about this on my stream multiple times. I thought, why don't they just bring it back with like a gold glow effect or something for the OGs? Just give it like a cool golden glow effect. Yeah. Instead, they gave us freaking purple. I'm
sorry. What, you don't like purple?
It looks like an Oompa Loompa in the lobby. Are you kidding? It's such a joke. Like,
Dude,
in the lobby screen especially, his face is hysterical.
The purple one is probably the worst of all the recolorings with it. Like the night glow, kind of glow in the dark one, is a lot cooler.
Way cooler.
My opinion, first off, for me, I'm really glad the Skull Trooper has come back, because I love seeing people like who are kind of elitist about the things they own in a video game just kind of get like, had their feelings crushed, and like they're not original. They don't have this anymore. And so when they added the purple thing, I was kind of like surprised that they did that, to be honest. I feel like they were trying to take care of a thing where people are selling accounts. They really don't like that people do that. Now they just made an even more reason, because now you can even make fun of people more, because not only did they buy a skin, they bought a skin and they still didn't get what you have.
Yes.
I don't like that they did that. But I don't think it looks that great. I think it's, they're trying to make everyone happy, and I just don't think that you can. So
Yeah.
I wish they would just pick
Definitely
one
not with the
about the
purple version.
yeah.
Jesus. The
Um,
number of people who tweeted out, like, if they bring back Skelly, I quit Fortnite. I'm like, are you joking? Like,
yeah.
how much? I always tell people in my chat, guys, buy a skin because you like that skin and you will rock it, not because you think it's rare. It's
Yep.
digital. They can press a button, bring it back, and make $1 million. Like,
Yep.
shut your faces. Buy the skin because you're gonna wear it.
All right, so Skull Boy is back. He brought his the Skull Ranger came back with her.
Ranger, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with the scythe, and then there was a challenge to get a back bling. Pretty good
Hmm.
package for the Halloween event, I guess, right?
Absolutely. I think it's great, honestly. Like, as a Skull Trooper owner, as I say, OG, like, now I get an upgraded version. I can change my versions. I'm going to get a back bling automatically. Cool. I think the female version is really cool looking as well. If you're into that, I think it's very Halloweeny. All these little skeletons running around. I think that's cool. The
Hmm.
new scythe, not the old scythe. The new scythe is really cool looking. I'm surprised they didn't give me a purple style on that one, by the way, to match
Yeah.
my new purple Skelly, but whatever. Stick to blue and green. That's cool. Um, Disappointed, Epic. I haven't unlocked my back bling on it yet, but that's cool. It looks neat.
Yeah.
I think it's a good package overall. The glider looks really cool. I didn't pick that one up. I bought the new scythe though because it's got that scythe sound that sounds really good and it looks
Yeah.
really good. I like it. I think it's a great package.
It is. I was really surprised by how good everything else in the kit was. All right, let's move on to everything else in patch 0 or 6.02. First, let's talk about the big hitter, the new weapon added to the game, the quad launcher. The quad launcher has 4 shots in it. It's available in epic and legendary variants. It shoots for 80 and 84 base damage, a 300 unit explosion radius. It can be found in chests, supply drops, and vending machines. Quad launcher, how much gameplay have you gotten with it today?
I've been killed by it a couple times,
Mhm.
and that was pretty fun. And I've used it a couple times. I've only had a couple hours of play since the quad launcher actually launched, but I've definitely had some fun with it and experienced how it works more or less. And I'm gonna say right now, if you've got build, you're okay. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If you've
Mhm.
got build, you're okay. The first time I used the quad launcher, I was completely surprised by the drop off on the rockets because I expected a regular rocket launcher where they go flying. They do not. They very quickly take a dip downward.
Yeah.
Gravity has a huge effect on the quad launcher. The speed at which you can launch them is pretty impressive and dangerous. The first time I picked it up, I definitely hurt myself with it by accident because the guy was building, I was launching rockets, and all of a sudden one of them hit a wall pretty quickly, pretty easily. But honestly, it's a lot of fun. I'm not convinced that it's overpowered yet, but it probably is. It
Yeah.
probably is.
I really haven't had too much gameplay with it. It's actually pretty rare to find one in the game. I've picked it up maybe 2 times today. I played for about 10 hours, so I picked it up twice. Had it used against me about 3 times. The best way I can describe the way it feels is kind of like your grenade launchers, where the grenades explode on impact.
Yeah.
Um, and I agree. Like the first time it was used against me, I was surprised at how fast it came to me. So I built one wall. And I felt like one of the grenades got in on me because I wasn't building fast enough. I wasn't expecting that quick of a shot. Um, but really, it doesn't destroy walls that are fully built like the rocket launcher or the grenade launcher does. It pretty much feels like it does like half damage to a wall, so it takes about 2 shots to get them down, especially on like brick and metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Verdict's still out for me. Overall, I don't think it's going to be that overpowered. I think they're very cautious about their explosive adds to the game now because of the C4. This kind of feels like a
Yes.
softer variant on the C4. You can carry more ammo than the C4, but it also doesn't have like the overpowered where, you can lay a C4 on top of something, lay another one, explode it. And like there's so many little mechanics in the C4 to make it overpowered. Where the
Yes.
quad launcher feels like it's a more balanced C4 option.
Hmm. And I gotta say, like, because of the previous nerfs to how many rockets you can carry, loading foreign and launching them immediately, you can only do that 3 times,
Yeah.
right? So that immediately keeps it relatively in line. So as I say, I'm not sure that it's overpowered. I feel like it has potential to be, but I think it might be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love it. I'm gonna play with it for sure though.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next up, the Porta Fortress has been returned to the game. It returns just like it was before, except that it has its availability lowered by about 50%. Um,
Yeah.
so, what do you think about the Porta Fortress coming back?
I think it's smart that they nerfed the rarity on it because it was already supposed to be pretty rare, and it really wasn't. You saw a bunch of them up all over the map every game that you played, so they needed to nerf the rarity a little bit because it was just too absurd how many of them were. The Porta Fortress continues, in my mind, to be kind of a non-event. It's
Yeah,
neat. It gives you bounce pads that you can launch off of. That's fun. Um, that it's a non-event. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a big old fortress. Great. I've built up on them. I've attacked them. I've knocked them down. Like, I don't care. I don't think it's that big a deal. People whine about it a lot, and I don't think it's a big deal.
I'm gonna be one of the people who kind of whine about it. I really hate the Porta Fortress. I hate what it is in the game. But what I think really makes it overpowered, and I like that they decrease its overall drop rate because it is a
Hmm.
nuisance. I think that this thing should only be available in, the vending machines or loot crates. I think having them be kind of like chest spawns is really something that hurts the early game. Having something drop for 1,000 materials off a first chest is a little bit ridiculous to me, in terms of like overall mechanics of the game. So I would
Hmm.
like them to be dropped from the crates so that you have to wait till mid game, late game, to kind of have this advantage. Because just you on the first spawn, someone gets a AR or a sniper rifle in a porter fortress, and you're just like, what? Like, how do I deal with this? This is absurd.
Yeah, but I mean that's just the same RNG issue as like the guy next to me picked up a pump shotgun and I got a pistol. Like, I mean, things happen. I like the pistol, so that's kind of a weird example, but I picked up an auto sniper versus a pump shotgun and we're
Yeah.
side by side. I mean, there's always going to be a
Uh,
little bit of RNG. I don't mind. I like the idea that you're suggesting though that it's just the drops in vending
yeah.
machines. I think that's probably smart. But either way, just limiting the availability, I think was a good move from them. As I said, whatever. I'm
Sure.
not worried about it.
Um, Also, another big change or in the patch is the loot drop adjustments. This adjustment has affected pistols or the common pistol, the sniper rifles in the game, and most of the explosives in the game. A lot of little different variants. Basically, what they did is made a better spread to where legendaries you'll kind of see them a little bit more in the game. You're going to see rare drops on these a little bit less, and epics a little bit less. The way they kind of summed it up is the overall number of explosives and snipers in a given game has not changed. However, there is a greater distribution of rarity and variance.
Perfect.
I don't know. What do you think about this?
I was running into the green auto sniper all the time,
Mhm.
and so I like this better. I like the idea that I'm going to get a few more heavy snipers or legendary bolt actions than the 1,000 green auto snipers because I don't know what it was. It just seemed like they were everywhere. As soon as they made
Yeah.
it green, I was picking it up every second gun. It was crazy. So I think this makes sense. I like the idea that there's a little bit more distribution. I know that rare should be rare, and it is, but a little bit more of those and a little less of these green ones.
Yeah.
I'm down with that, man. That just I think again, it's relatively speaking, probably kind of a non-event, but it's
Yeah.
it's it's a subtle change that I think is gonna net benefit the game. So I'm into it.
I'm right there with you. I don't think it's gonna be a noticeable change from game to game, but I think like over maybe a 20 game span, you'll be able to tell a difference. If you're a number cruncher, you're like, bro, I'm never getting these blue auto snipers. What the heck? Like you might
Yeah.
start seeing more. So I'm right there with you. All right, let's talk about the last thing added in the Battle Royale part of the 6.02, the new limited time mode, Disco Domination. In summary, it's time for the ultimate dance off. Dance floors have spawned around the Battle Royale island. Take them over by clearing out enemies and then dancing to raise a disco ball up from the floor. The team that fills the meter the fastest by capturing and defending the dance floors will win the match. Earlier, we were talking about you not having any opportunities to do the disco domination. I got like 2 games in
Mhm.
today. So,
Yeah, I'm eager to know what you think about this because I honestly I'm not a big LTM guy,
yeah.
and I know you actually got a chance to check it out. I was going to check it out just for this, but I didn't have a chance to. So I'm
Mhm.
eager to hear what you think about this because it seems like it was a unique idea, kind of a new game mode,
Yeah.
completely again, like not unlike the heist where it was something completely different. So
Yeah.
tell me all about it, baby.
So it is like the heist where it's a completely new game mode to play as. Disclaimer off the top, the server performance on this is really bad. It was supposed to be 50 versus 50. They already reduced it to 32 versus 32, and they're still having problems. So once they get all that stuff worked out, like we can put all those problems aside. That server side stuff is not the game mode. What this thing does is it puts 5 capture the or king of the hill, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Points around the map that are kind of randomly spawned. You fight over them, and you dance to raise it. You capture it, and then you defend until the next circle, and whoever reaches up and gets the highest is the winner.
Hmm.
The thing that's cool about this mode is why it's my favorite LTM in terms of like the 50 versus 50 is
Oh
going to
wow.
be that you actually have respawn in it. So when you die, you're not done. If you get killed in this, you just start dropping from the sky again. You hold on to all the guns you picked up. You don't drop anything.
Oh, that's
Um,
interesting.
and it is just like nonstop in your face action. The King of the Hill stuff, 50 versus 50s, it's kind of all over the place. So having these like kind of King of the Hill things they have to fight over really focuses the action. Another thing that they have in it is that gliders have a redeploy. So like soaring 50s, you can jump and redeploy your glider. It is a
Yes.
ton of fun. This is one
I
of the
like
best.
that.
This is one of the best game modes. This is like almost like when you watch trailers of Fortnite, how they're like everything's so hyped and like so much explosions and everyone's kind of working to get. This is it, man.
Perfect.
They nailed a brand new Fortnite experience, and like, dude, you've got to jump in on it. I'm sure we'll get games in this week
Heck
together.
yeah.
And I love it, man.
I'm excited about that. As you just described in 50 versus 50, I've never loved it because it just felt so objectionless. Like nothing I
Yeah.
did felt like it had an impact. Whereas this sounds like it's got a lot more fun. I like the idea that this soaring 50 stuff is still in there too, because
Yeah.
that's just a fun mechanic. And especially if you're not playing competitively, why not?
Yeah.
Give us the fun.
Yeah.
That
It's
sounds great, man. I got to check that out.
it's an absolute blast. It's everything. I feel like this should have been like sort of like the heist mode. It should have been like an all out brawl like this. Would like it's a blast. All right. So another new thing this week, Epic has launched a backend service called Support a Creator. This is an event that's running through October 10th until December 31st. It is
Yes.
where you can enter a creator's name that has been approved for this program. And when you buy V-Bucks, you can enter their name. And then with every V-Buck you spend, the creator gets kind of a little bit of a kickback. It's a free way to support creators. Flood, you were accepted into this as a smaller creator in Fortnite. What are your thoughts on this, man?
I mean, I was indeed accepted. Thank you for bringing that up,
Mhm.
Twitch the Flood. But also, as were you, my friend.
Mhm.
As no surprise, right? I mean, you're a small skirmisher guy. You're a pretty big time streamer, and so of course
Slim
you were. I think it.
Shady. Okay, two-time skirmish invitee.
Sorry, I forgot. Esports professional over here. Um, no, I think it's a really neat idea. It came completely unexpected to me. I learned about it when I was out of the house. I was on my phone. I was like, "What? That's neat."
Yeah,
And so basically, it's a free kickback program. If you were going to buy the V Bucks anyway, they're kicking it back to the creators
yeah,
who like they. Again, this is kind of one of the things that Epic has done so well and so effectively. They recognize that Twitch and YouTube made their game big and what it is. It's a
yeah.
free game that got huge off of creators, and so this is kind of a fun little, neat little kickback. Now let's not split hairs here either. They benefit off this.
Yes.
Like creators are going to be pushing V Bucks on people, keeping it
Oh,
going, keeping that momentum going for Christmas.
I'm
Like this is
buying all the
very
new
smart.
skins now, baby. I'm picking them all up.
Exactly, and recommending them to everyone. Oh
Yep.
no, of course I'm picking that up. You're gonna pick that up. You better pick that up. It's a great skin.
Tell
So
them we
like
sent you.
it's an everyone wins kind of proposition though. Like creators get something out of it. Kids and people who are going to buy skins anyway, now they get a little kickback to the creators that they love. Why not? It's
Yeah.
it's very sweet. I think it's good. It's like a 5% return, which is actually really impressive.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, I think it's pretty neat. I think it's really cool they did it. And my understanding is that they did it for really anyone who's got a decent following on their main social platform, but they don't even have to be a person. Like you could just be an artist who makes Fortnite art and has a great Twitter following, and you could potentially be in the program is my understanding. I think there's about 1,800 so far, but people are still signing up and they're
Yeah.
still going through those application processes. I think it's really cool, and I hope people capitalize on it. I think it sets a really interesting precedent. I don't know, once it ends in December 31st, I don't know if they'll never do anything like it again, but I think it's an interesting sample program, and it's an interesting way for them to support and
Mhm.
give back to the creators who have really promoted and really invested heavily in this game.
Yeah. I've said it on my stream and stuff. I am like repeatedly impressed by Epic and what they have done in terms of working with creators. When
Hmm.
quite frankly, at this point, they don't have to. Fortnite is something that drives itself. It's the most popular thing in the world right now. Everyone knows Fortnite. They could do whatever they want, and this game will keep selling. So in a space like that, they continue to support their creators. They continue to give back to them, give them recognition. I have never seen a company so
Yeah.
integrated with like its Twitch community, its Mixer community, its YouTube community, any kind of social media platform. They're there. They are constantly tweeting out smaller streamers who are probably rock like 10 viewers. They will go pump them up if they run a good stream. If you run a good fun stream, they find you. And not only do they hang out in your chat on their main Twitch channel, like Fortnite's in your chat, it's a big, huge thing. They promote you.
Yeah.
And this is just like another one of the things. And like, I'm blown away. Like, how innovative this is. And
I truly think that's the future of marketing in games, and I think they're just really on the cutting edge or the bleeding edge of this movement, where they realize the value of Twitch and YouTube, and they're not being weird and defensive about it. Like, well, you can do this, but only if we have control of the way that you that part of it, and you can't stream this event and blah. Like they're letting it all go open, and it's working.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, everyone. I think they're killing it, and I'm proud of them, sort of, which is weird to say, but like I think it's really smart.
Yeah, every company is going to be looking at what Epic has done for Fortnite success, and there needs to be a case study done on marketing, like you said, in the future. And this is it, man. Like,
They've changed the face of gaming, the whole industry.
in an environment where content creators on YouTube and Twitch have gotten, it handed to them by developers saying you're making money off the stuff we made. And like there are people and companies that don't like what we do, and then Epic is open to that, and they love us and they take care of us, and then for some reason they have the biggest game in the world. I don't know why. It's weird, huh?
Surprise. Yeah.
All right. That's gonna do it for the Fortnite update. Question of the week that you can drop on any one of our channels on Twitch, any of our Twitter accounts, any of the YouTube comments. Here's the question.
We have an email too, right?
Email Fortnite update at backspace.nomads.com is our email.
Yeah.
Here's the question. Now that the Skull Trooper is back, the last Halloween thing we're looking for is the Gold Trooper. Do you think the Gold Trooper is coming back? And what do you think they're going to do to spice it up? That's the question.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for episode 8 of the Fortnite update. You can find me on twitch.tv. Guess what?
I also kind of want to know if people are copping that Skull Trooper. Do they still care now that it's immediately not rare? Like every lobby has a bunch of them. Do you care? Are you copping it? What? I add-on question. I want to know more.
All right. Episode 8 of the Fortnite update. You can find me on twitch.tv/Drunky and The Flood.
Twitch.tv/The Flood.
If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you can come back for next week's episode. All of our audio listeners, make sure you drop that 5-star review and leave a comment on the podcast for our discovery. And if you're doing the support a creator, make sure you type in Twitch The Flood, no spaces. See you guys next week. Bye, everybody. Nope. Gotcha.